The NBA has a tanking problem. So how do we solve it as the Mavericks get ready to play their final 2 games before the All-Star break? We'll dive into all that and more coming up next on the DLLS Mavs podcast. It's the DLLS Mavs podcast live in our downtown Dallas DLLS Sports Studios. Kevin Gray alongside our DLLS Mavs beat writer Ron Harrod Jr. and our DLLS Mavs analyst Bobby Curler. We are DLLS Mavs, your favorite guys, come your favorite team. Even with 2 games left before the All-Star break, the NBA's got a real tanking problem. We are going to discuss it and maybe even try to fix it throughout the course of our hour show. Plus, we'll discuss a little bit about the 9th Najee Marshall in the career year that he is having for your Dallas Mavericks. Shout out to all of you joining us here on this Monday afternoon. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to DLLS Sports while you're here enjoying the over 40,000 subscribers with us here at DLLS Sports. Ron, what's going on? How we doing?
Doing pretty well. Super Bowl was pretty dry, but overall, I think it was a good day. Bobby,
what's going on?
Oh, what's up? What's up, Kevin? What's up, Ron? Shout out JJ Barea. I believe that's the first time that a Maverick has ever been referenced at the Super Bowl.
Dope.
Right? I mean,
as far as I can think of.
I can't think of it.
I can't think of anybody.
I mean, there's probably a 0% chance that a Mav has ever. Well, I guess Dirk maybe.
Maybe Dirk's on like a rap song. And
yeah, if he showed up in a suite, or something.
Yeah.
But JJ Barea gets a shout out right in the middle of Bad Bunny's halftime performance. I believe Luka was also mentioned. That one is a bit of a sore subject around here still, but I think we can all celebrate JJ Barea with a clean conscience.
Yes,
for sure. Congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks for winning Super Bowl 60, their second Super Bowl title in franchise history, getting revenge 11 years later on the New England Patriots as they defeat them last night in Santa Clara 29-15. And
Luke makes a good point.
What's that?
Tony Romo's been on the Super Bowl, like for the whole broadcast before.
Oh,
he has,
and he is a former Mav.
Oh my God,
that is a great shout. That's a great shout.
Touche. As congratulations to former Dallas Cowboy DeMarcus Lawrence, who literally had to get up out of here to go. Speaking of Tank,
his name is Tank.
Speaking of Tank, had to get up out of here to go get himself a Super Bowl title. One of the greatest, I'm gonna call my shot moments in sports history. Made it come true last night as Seattle wins the Super Bowl. How'd you guys spend Super Bowl Sunday?
Yeah, I went to a friend's home. He had some other friends over there, some nice beverages and food, some wings and glizzies and other things. So yeah, it was good. The party, I think, was better than the actual game, in my opinion.
I think a lot of folks would say their party was.
That's how it should be, though.
A little bit better.
I mean, yes,
quality time and communion.
I mean, a good game always helps, like the
That's
vibe.
Great.
Yeah,
the vibe. Yeah. I mean, Super Bowl's like big. Like the event is what people really care about more than the game half the time. So
yeah.
I kind of didn't really care that the game was not great.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not trying to flex or sound interesting here. I'm not sure that I've ever actually paid attention to a Super Bowl game before.
Really? Really locked into it?
Yeah, if I'm at a watch, I'm talking to my friends, hanging out, swapping jokes, swapping stories.
Let the Cowboys make a Super Bowl for the first time in 30 years.
I will be home.
Probably not be locked in on that either.
You better be locked in, damn it. It's DLLS, okay? You better be locked in.
I'll be in my highlights for the channel
no one
and editing and stuff. Yeah. Probably won't see a single second of the game, but I went to my buddy's place.
Yeah.
There was a lot of food. There were a similar amount of beverages. Earlier in the day, I went and hung out with my my sister and my mom and my nephews and my brother-in-law. Took a Basque burnt cheesecake from our friends at Wild Fork Foods over there.
Let's go. Okay.
It was a delightful way to end our lunch. And it was a good time. It was a good time.
Speaking of Wild Fork Foods, we kept it real chill at the house this year. If you follow me on X at Kevin Gray Sports, you saw I made a nice.
Finally made the steak.
Oh, that's like the fourth one I've made.
Oh,
like,
yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
that. Trust me, that wasn't
Dang,
the first one.
Let's go.
Yeah, that wasn't the first one
let's
I made.
go.
But yeah, definitely made myself a New York strip steak for myself and chilled out. And I kept it low key. This is the first time in several years kept it low key for the Super Bowl. Didn't have like folks to the house or anything like that. Like my wife normally works on Sundays, so she came home, was just chilling out. And yeah, we just kept it real quiet around the house. I mean, the game itself was all right.
Meh.
But yeah, which I didn't mind. Normally we usually do have folks over, but actually I didn't mind this year. Kind of just chilling out and having a quiet, Sunday night watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I didn't watch the one last year or the year before. I did tune into halftime last year.
Yeah,
because I wanted to see what all the hullabaloo was about.
Yeah.
With
Kids and Lamar.
Yeah, the year before.
That's
the
Chiefs
beat the Niners.
Eagles. No.
Who
That was the
performed that
Niners.
one?
Yeah, Usher. That was in Vegas.
Oh, Usher. Yeah.
Okay,
Which
yeah,
I would consider one of the
that-
greatest halftime
Maybe I
shows.
did.
of
Maybe
all
I did
time.
tune in.
The Usher
watch
one was
that.
pretty good.
Yeah,
maybe
Usher
I
in
did.
Vegas
Before
was
that was
unbelievable.
the Dr. Dre. And
That was in Los
That
Angeles.
one was cool.
That was
That
pretty
was-
cool.
Yeah, that one was cool.
That was like your dad can have a good time and you can have a good time. So I think that was one for both parties.
Like put
me and my
Yeah.
dad were both
We'll talk
like,
about that later.
I mean, the idea of putting Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige,
yeah, that was good.
among
50 Cent.
50 Cent on there, like that was a damn good halftime show.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was one of my faves.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely one of my favorites of all time for sure. Prince, what was that? 07, in Miami. That's one of the great ones of all time. Galkich says, Kevin, that's a sign of aging. My low key quiet Super Bowl situation. That's a sign of aging. I mean, look, man. Sometimes you got to just dine and have a good time with yourself, okay, and just keep it low key. There's nothing wrong with that. That's right. Chiefs beat the Niners. That was Usher. The Eagles beat the Chiefs. That was for Kendrick Lamar. That's right.
Man.
In New Orleans. So yeah, the halftime shows haven't been too bad. Of
They're
course,
pretty good.
a record number watched Bad Bunny last night. Over 135 million people.
How do they count that up?
I have no clue.
I don't know, but it was
I have no idea how they
Like
get
that's
that
just
number.
such a big number that you could be like, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, last year
It was like immediate, right?
Yeah, it was immediate. Last year
How
was
do they get that
125 or 27 for Kendrick Lamar.
How do you
The
know?
official numbers will come out in the next couple days.
But how do you,
official
like,
numbers? That's
125 versus 128? That's not even that big of a difference, but 3 million people's a lot.
That's a lot of people. Yeah,
So many people to miss by.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
just so many people.
That's so many people.
I mean, I know for sure that 3 people watched it last night.
At least that.
right. At least
Yeah, because I was at my
I-
buddy's place hanging out, and there were 3 of us there.
Yeah.
There you go.
And we watched. And well, do they count dogs? Because they got 2 dogs, and the 2 dogs were watching too.
Yeah.
And you can't even tell that then because how many parties are there? You don't know how many people. I guess you know how many TVs.
I guess
tuned
like
in.
an average
they're
amount
going
of
by
folks per
TVs.
household, and
So
Yeah,
they're just
yeah.
like
But on the
guessing.
Super Bowl, you got like 15 people hanging out.
Yeah,
at one
yeah,
house,
exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
So do they just say, all right, for every TV that's 10 people?
Like that be like how do they gauge that? Yeah.
Get yourself together, David. Like, relax.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. All right? There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Jake, shout out to pregnant Rihanna when she did her halftime show. Found
she
out.
was pregnant.
That
Doing
was-
that.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh wait.
That was one of the most
pregnant.
incredible reveals of someone telling the rest of the world that they're pregnant. Like,
Wait, when was that?
this was?
That was some years ago.
2023. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
right?
This was 3 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah, that
I
was,
don't remember that at all. I mean, I watched
really
that
good.
one.
whenever
It was
Rihanna
really good, too.
was
It
to
was like a
perform,
high
her-
platform.
she
did
was.
perform,
Yeah. And then she's like, "Hey, world, I'm pregnant." Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
really. Like I mean, I've watched pretty much every Super Bowl except for the last couple since I've had memories, right? But I think the only
That is
halftime moment that I remember is Lady Gaga jumping off the roof or something. Was that even
Oh,
Lady
yeah,
Gaga?
the
Who was
roof.
that?
It was Gaga, I think.
Just became a
She was like a
instant
meme.
great gif, just
Yeah.
just jumping off the roof, making like a weird face beforehand.
Bruno Mars was one of the most surprising because all I knew about Bruno Mars was like some of his more like sad songs, and I'm like, why is this guy doing a Super Bowl halftime show?
Oh yeah, Bruno
Excellent
Mars.
And then
halftime
I was
show.
like, holy S, this guy is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one at all.
It was like
Like
Bruno.
that
who
was
else-
in New York, I
I
believe.
don't remember, but
I do
Chili
remember
Peppers
Left
came
Shark.
up with him. He
Big
was
Left
playing
Shark guy.
drums. It was,
Yeah.
it was Amazing.
Yeah.
It's funny because with Bruno Mars, so it was him. I think this was also this is Super Bowl 50, I believe. It was him. The actual halftime performer for Super Bowl 50's halftime show was Coldplay, but no one remembers that because Beyonce and Bruno Mars actually made appearances and did their own thing. And folks were like, this should have been the Beyonce and Bruno Mars halftime show because to hell with Coldplay.
That was an actual Coldplay.
I have no memory of that either.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It was a meme and a gif.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like all three of them next to each other.
Yes, exactly.
Or
And we were like,
more people in Coldplay.
Chris Martin and Coldplay, y'all could get out of the way, actually.
Yeah.
Beyonce and Bruno Mars, y'all could just do your thing for the halftime show. But yeah. Yes, Lance, this is what is considered
just get the basketball.
Thank you for the advice, Lance. We will talk basketball.
Yo, shut up and dribble in 2026. Yeah.
You think Coop watched?
Coop was probably.
He
I
had
think
to
he probably watched the Super Bowl. Yeah.
He has to do like
You think he muted like every time there was a song? Like, I don't want to hear it. I don't like music.
That was such a take, man. I don't like music.
What if he just becomes
Wow.
like the world's #1 Bad Bunny fan? Now he's like, oh my God, I just heard of this stuff called music.
It
was awesome.
great.
I'm gonna like.
No way. Also, Luke answered our TV question.
It's how many people have a survey TV as a percentage of total population.
So,
Survey TV?
I don't even know what that is, dude. I don't know a single person that even has cable.
I got cable.
All right, I know one person.
Like,
Tanner, do you have cable?
no free sponsors, but I have a streaming service.
Oh, okay.
One of the
I got you.
Okay.
Good point,
don't.
Jake. Good point.
I probably should, but I don't.
Cooper was probably pissed off at the Duke UNC result from over the weekend.
Oh, I think he just kind of slept.
Yeah,
I
just
guess.
he's like
Angry.
sports.
You know, he was like grinding tape.
Yeah.
Last night. Like, what could we have done better, man?
He was
Yeah,
scouting
I
his
don't
forward.
think Coop really likes
He probably
sports
was.
that much.
He was
like,
probably
in general.
scouting his future teammate Cameron Boozer, watching the or Caleb Wilson. Who knows?
Yeah.
In that game,
Caleb and Coop.
we do know someone who was there as a
I
part of
have
the Mavericks
cable.
organization. Y'all see Michael Finley? He was in Chapel Hill.
Front row.
Yeah, yeah. Michael Finley was there. At
So the
Chapel
Super
Hill.
Bowl?
Yeah.
No. No.
He was dancing with
I don't think
Bunny.
Michael Finley was at
he
the
was
Super Bowl.
sitting next to Pedro Pascal. Like he was extra uncredited.
He was getting in next to Pedro.
Hey man,
No. He
Shout out
was front row.
he was front row. Yeah, he was front row for the Duke
He
UNC
was.
game. Scouting out either Cameron Boozer.
Jeez.
Has football made it to Maine yet?
Damn.
Collins. Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
They're big into polo up in Maine.
Actually, you know
Like,
what? Cooper
wait,
might have been
what?
watching the Super Bowl because he's from Newport, Maine.
Oh, he should be a
He was-
Patriots fan.
He's a Boston Celtics fan, so naturally he might be a Patriots
Well, he
fan.
claimed
wow.
to be now a Cowboys fan, but let's be honest here.
I think, yeah.
Like,
Touche.
he probably just does not care about sports. Like, it probably doesn't. A lot of the younger athletes I cover, you ask them about like a NFL, NBA player, they like, don't know or don't care.
So what do they
Like,
do?
I don't know.
I mean,
watch
Cooper
Cooper
has said
like,
that
I mean, watch Speed travel through Africa. I guess.
wow.
Like, I guess that's the new thing.
I mean,
quote, unquote.
Cooper has said his favorite player is Jason Tatum, so you could take that for what it's worth. So you get the Jason Tatum. But yeah, Luke says future Mav Cam Boozer. Who knows? Might be
Does he
Cam.
fit with Coop? Oh, that's
Who?
discussion.
Who,
We'll
Cam
have
Boozer?
plenty of time to discuss that.
Oh yeah, we'll have plenty of time. Trust
Yeah.
me. There's gonna be a lot of basketball
We got
over the next
nothing
couple
but
months.
time.
Trust me, we'll get to the draft.
Plenty
baby.
of opportunities to talk
Nothing
about.
but time.
Yeah, what's going to be happening
Yeah.
in the NBA draft. Speaking of which, coming up next, with a third of the NBA prioritizing draft positioning, Mark Stein, how can you fix tanking? Is there a fix? We'll dive into all that and more coming up next. Well, the big game is over with, and Seattle won themselves a championship. But I'm sure you had a championship party courtesy of Wild Fork Foods. I know that I did because I made myself a beautiful boneless New York strip steak that I was able to pair with a little garlic bread, a little Caesar salad, and have myself a time watching the big game. And you can do so any time of the year with Wild Fork Foods. You can go to wildforkfoods.com. They've got delivery options. They got the best meat and seafood in the game today. They've got 9 DFW locations, and Valentine's Day is right around the corner. So if you're looking for some lobster, if you're looking for some steak, if you're looking for anything to pair to make your meal this Valentine's Day with love, you got to do it with Wild Fork Foods. So head to wildforkfoods.com, check out all their delivery options. They got the best meat and seafood when it comes to shrimp, steak, everything else. If you're looking for some bison, they got that as well. So check out Wild Fork Meat and Seafood Market today, the best meat and seafood out there today.
Whether you're looking to hit the gym, get out of bed in the morning, or just feel like yourself, especially as you age, that becomes tougher. And you hear ads about it. You maybe think about it all the time. All right, it could be low T, low T, low T. Well, a lot of low T products to, make you feel more like yourself involves putting in synthetics or injecting yourself with needles or doing things that sound a little spooky. All right. But natural testosterone support from our friends at Mars Men. It's all natural ingredients. And there's a 90-day money-back guarantee, too. So if you try it and you don't notice any improvement, or you try it and you just don't like it, well, you can return it and it's all good. But again, it's all natural. So there's, more than 90% of people that have tried it have reported noticing an improvement. So any risk is offset by just look, there's 90% of people love it. So what are you waiting for? Give it a shot. For a limited time, our listeners get 50% off for life, plus free shipping and 3 free gifts to check out. mengotomars.com. Again, mengotomars.com, and tell them that DLLS Mavs sent you.
With as many as a third of the NBA tanking for this year's loaded 2026 NBA draft class, is there a tanking problem in the NBA? And if so, how should it be going about getting fixed? We'll talk about that and more here, as the Mavericks will be back on the floor tomorrow as they take on Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns before they travel to Los Angeles to take on the Lakers on Thursday, their final 2 games before the All-Star break, which will begin on Friday. A couple of pieces of news when it comes to that, by the way. No Max Christie in the three-point contest this year for the Dallas Mavericks, but noted three-point sniper Bobby Portis and Damian Lillard will be in the three-point contest. There you go. Let's get into it, fellas, because as you saw in our thumbnail, there's a lot of teams that are tanking. This 2026 NBA draft class is going to be one of the best draft classes projected in recent years, and with the likes of Darren Peterson, AJ DeBansa, Caleb Wilson, Cameron Boozer, Kingston Flemings, among others, teams are prioritizing draft positioning in order to get themselves one of the top draft picks in this year's class. So, Bobby Carell, I'll start with you. Is there a tanking problem in the NBA?
There is a massive tanking problem in the NBA. We reacted with horror on Saturday night during the Mavs watch along and the postgame show.
You were particularly upset.
Oh, I was perturbed. I'll even take it one step further. Because the Jazz had a double-digit lead in the third quarter on the road, right?
Against the Pacers.
No, it was against the
Magic. I'm sorry, the Magic. Yes, the Magic.
They're up 17 in the third quarter, up 7 at the end of the third quarter, and then they just sit Lowry Markkanen, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Yusuf Nurkic for the entire fourth quarter in a game that Keontae George also left early with an ankle injury that has sidelined him for weeks now. They threw the game. That's what happened. They threw the game. They were in a position to win, and they decided to lose. They threw the game. Now, many teams have done this before in the NBA, and that's what makes it funny. The Mavs played the Jazz a couple weeks ago, and I was going in pretty hard on Utah during that little 2-game series. And some Jazz fans have gotten their fifis about it online, and they were like, well, the Mavs have tanked before too. I'm like, okay, yeah, they have. It was bad whenever the Mavs did it. It's bad whenever the Jazz did it, or is it good whenever your team does it because you're the protagonist? It is. The NBA is the only sports league in the world where this happens, and it just goes unpunished, where teams can just throw games intentionally for half the season. It's February. It's not game 81 whenever losing can help you. It's game 41, game 51. Sometimes teams do it even earlier in the year. They just fold up the tent. They say, hey, we're going to try harder next year. And yet they still charge full price for tickets. They still expect you to subscribe to your cable news package or to your team-owned streaming service to watch the games. They expect you to buy the merch, and the small market owners who own these teams that can't sign free agents because they are set up in Salt Lake City or Charlotte, North Carolina, or Milwaukee, Wisconsin. they blame lack of fan interest and their location for not being able to field marquee teams, as if that's not under their control. Like they can't just move to a bigger city if they wanted to. They just want the built-in excuse so that they can make as much money as possible. It is the only league in the world where teams are rewarded for throwing games throughout the entirety of the regular season. Like, just think about how absurd that sounds. Nowhere else on earth is this the case, but it is in the NBA. And the problem is, it is the smart thing to do. It's the right thing to do. And so I think that it is a massive problem, even though it is the correct thing for these teams to do. You got to change the rules. You have to do something about it. It's a disgrace.
Ron, our very own Mark Stein, reporting in his latest Substack today that this conversation is the subject of the most recent NBA competition committee meeting that took place in late January. You could check out Mark Stein's latest piece discussing the tanking, the draft positioning prioritization that's taking place, what can be done, what should be done to try to solve this.
Yeah, the NBA is in a very weird situation with the tanking thing because it's clearly not good for the product. It's clearly not good for the fans of the team that is tanking, or even teams that have to go against that team. And it's like, I don't want to see my team play, the backup Utah Jazz people in the fourth quarter. Like, I would love a win, but I want it to be competitive. So it has a problem in that way, but in the same way that Bobby said it, it is the smart thing to do. If you are a team like the Utah Jazz or the Brooklyn Nets, I think is a perfect example of a team. They don't own their pick next season. Any other team has that. I think it's the Houston Rockets. You have to hit on this draft. And you could say, well, they could just sign free agents. Well, they tried that once. They didn't even make the conference finals when they had 3 great players. This is the only path right now that they at least see to do said thing. The Brooklyn Nets have gone in twice now with the old Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce team. They went in with the Harden, Kyrie, Durant team. Neither of those teams made even a conference finals in the Eastern Conference. So they're like, well, we're going to try something else now. We're going to try to at least build through the draft, hopefully hit some big name players. But while the Brooklyn Nets have not been good, sadly, their luck has been just as bad as their actual play on the court. They have yet to get the number 1 or number 2 or even, I think, even number 3 pick over the last 2 seasons. It's like these teams need a marquee star, but the Hawks could get the number 1 pick one year. The Mavs got the number 1 pick last year. And it just, some of these other teams are just not getting the opportunity to get their marquee star.
The idea of, let's start with the play-in, for example. The idea of the play-in was to make teams or have teams remain competitive for longer stretches of the season to potentially get themselves in the postseason to try to discourage tanking. You can also say it was a made-for-television event for more games. More
let's be honest. They want a few extra games.
I mean,
that's what it's for.
Yeah, I'm taking the other route in terms of what the league wants you to think about some of this when it comes to the idea of competitiveness around the league, which was discourage teams from tanking, give more teams incentives to compete longer into the season, and then you don't have teams flagrantly, trying to lose basketball games. Obviously, that has not worked because teams, Utah, have continued tanking over the last couple of years. Let me address Lance's super chat real quick because he's got one in there. The $4.99 super chat. Hello, fellas.
Hello.
Here's one suggestion to stop teams from tanking. Once a team gets the number 1 pick via the lottery, it can't win it for 5 years. Now, what's interesting about that is we've only had it once happen in NBA draft lottery history where the same team won the number 1 pick twice in a row, and that was the Orlando Magic in 92 and 93.
Yeah.
So that's only happened one time in draft lottery history.
Yeah, I think the Cavs did it like 2 out of 5
Cavs got a
years.
3 out of 4 years.
Yeah.
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4, yeah.
The problem, though, is, I mean, I don't think that's a terrible idea by any means, but I think the problem that is happening right now is that Utah, for example, hasn't gotten the number 1 pick.
No.
And so they keep tanking because, we're just so unlucky. We fell from 1 to 4. We fell from 3 to 5.
Yeah, Brooklyn
we fell from
Nets,
2 to
Wizards.
5. But like that, I mean, that, like, I'm gonna whatever. I'm shooting straight. That's a loser mentality. That is a sad, loser, pitiful ass mentality. And if I rooted for a team that ever said that publicly, and if I ever knew anyone that felt that way as a fan, I would create so much distance between myself and those losers. I would find a new team. I just would. I would find a new team. Look at the list of the last 50 MVPs, all right? How many of them? 50 is a little ridiculous.
That's almost the
Look at the last 10 MVPs.
Yeah.
All right, how many of the last 10
That was the
MVPs
whole
were the number one
history.
pick?
There's a couple that were in Utah,
Yeah.
actually.
Well, how many of the last 10 MVPs were the number one pick? I don't know it off the top of my head. I don't even care.
Yeah, I see
Maybe
what you
it's
mean.
2, maybe it's 5. I have no idea, but I know it's not all
But
10.
Giannis wasn't number one pick.
Giannis
Jokic
wasn't number one.
pick.
Jokic was a
Luka.
second rounder. Shea, Luka wasn't number one. Some of these guys were taken in the top 5. A lot of them weren't even. Giannis was what, 13th pick, 15th pick, something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's pathetic to think that you have to have the number one pick in order to have a good draft. I think the real problem is you are intentionally losing for so long that even when you do get a good player, you're like, I don't know what to do with it. You're like a dog chasing a car. You know, you just kind of expect to fall into Michael Jordan, you know, and that's just not the case, especially because college players are coming out now. Now, it's interesting because it really feels like the last few draft classes, guys have like mentally been playing the game at such a higher level than they were 10 years ago as prospects. But they're 19. These aren't finished products coming out of college. These aren't guys that spent 3 or 4 years being coached. These are guys that have played a bunch of AAU or played overseas or whatever, but they're 19. So they've spent time in programs, but much less of it than they did before. So in theory, there should be even a wider range of outcomes. Nothing is guaranteed. Like I don't think that you have to have the number one pick in order to get a good draft, to pick a good player.
I think, and I forgot, did the Cavs go back to back?
I think they might have gone back to back.
Yeah, with winning the lottery.
Only 2 teams have been affected by that. Neither of those teams actually have won a title because of that either. I guess the Cavs traded the picks.
Yeah,
they traded Anthony
for
Bennett
Kevin Love.
and Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like those players directly won that franchise like a title. Sadly, because we know what happened to Shaquille O'Neal.
And I think to some point, the idea for teams like quote unquote smaller market teams, they look at the draft as the best means of getting better quickly because free agents aren't typically going to sign in Utah or Memphis or any of these smaller market teams. So these teams think the best path to getting good quickly is to get the best draft pick possible, which means I got to go tank to go get the number 1 or number 2 overall pick to attract good players to be able to build my team, quote unquote, organically through the draft.
So you don't. The Jazz had the best record in the West a couple years ago with Donovan Mitchell, who was like the 13th pick, and Rudy Gobert, who was like 26th. And then Joe Ingles, who I think was, I don't know if he was undrafted or what, but
Donovan Mitchell was a lottery pick.
But they also probably would say we didn't win the title.
He wasn't the number 1 pick.
They're probably thinking, well, we didn't win the title though.
Yeah.
Like the Thunder won the title last year, and SGA was a lottery pick. He wasn't the first pick. They also like traded for him. Also, they paired him with Chet, who was the number 2 pick in the draft.
Jalen Williams
was lottery
13th
pick.
or 15th or something.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So all 3 of those picks
you need blue chip players.
They
They
were
don't
all
need the number
lottery
1
picks.
pick.
Yeah, but there's a difference
You need
between
blue
lottery and number 1. Like we're not talking.
I don't think teams are necessarily tanking for the number 1. They're probably tanking for the odds to the number 1 pick, but they're not like, oh no, we get Cam Boozer, we lost this. Like I don't think teams are like pissed to get the number 3 pick.
And
like,
that's the
even
difference.
the top 5 pick is relative. I mean, Stephon Castle was the 4th pick. Like I don't think the Spurs were upset about that.
I think that's the difference for like teams this year is like if the draft class is as deep as we think it is between like 1 through 6, 1 through 7, if you fall in between any of those picks, you're going to find yourself a difference maker in this year's draft. I mean, the Jazz are obviously trying to get themselves into the top 3 to give themselves the best chance of having the most percentage opportunity to have the number 1 overall pick. That's what a lot of these teams do, but particularly the Utah Jazz. One way that I think could solve all of this, I think it's a little more controversial, and we'll start diving on the other side of the break. Get rid of the NBA draft. Abolish the draft altogether. We'll dive into some of that and more as we look at the NBA's tanking process, including, your own Dallas Mavericks are in draft position prioritization mode themselves.
They are tanking.
And have been encouraged on this very
not as blatantly as they're not sitting.
That gentleman over there said they should go 0-31 for the rest of the season.
I should.
That
They should, yeah, I have.
most flavored
They should.
gentleman is hilarious.
Absolutely.
No,
And I said lovingly and respected.
No, they shouldn't win a game.
That's yes.
Like there's no reason. That's again. That's why this sucks so
It is
much.
the smart thing to do.
That's
Yeah,
what
the right
Bobby's
thing to do.
saying. I'm saying the team is not tanking as blatantly as the Jazz. They
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
sit
yeah,
all their
yeah,
guys in the fourth
Not yet.
quarter of the
I mean,
game.
not yet.
Not yet. But they will.
Well,
Cooper
I mean,
Flag has an ankle injury.
Yeah,
He'll be out for a month.
Coop didn't play those games against the Jazz. Like,
but he was actually
was he?
I mean, it seemed
He
like
looked
it.
pretty good that first came back.
David, I'll tell you why abolishing the draft is not just a funnel to the Lakers. I got a solution for that.
I also got, so Wupo said the number one pick is the most valuable by far, which historically is true, but
Yes.
recently it's not. I got something about that as well.
We'll dive into all that and more coming up next.
But hey, first, today is the last day of our big game diehard sale. Of course, the big game was yesterday, and we talked about it a little bit just now, but the afterglow, or maybe in some cases the hangover, carries over in today. So reward yourself, treat yourself. First off, drink up. All right, we got a liquid IV in here myself. But then scan the QR code, go to alldls.com or click the link in the description below, whether it's on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Get 60% off the Die Hard membership. It's an annual deal, so it's 1 year of coverage on our website, alldls.com. Written coverage from folks like Ron Harrod Jr. on the Mavs beat and Jeff Wilson on the Rangers beat. He's about to get started here in about half an hour. You also get a free shirt right when you sign up. It is fantastic. We got a lot of shirts to choose from. We just rolled out a new one. As a Die Hard, you save 20% off all other gear on our website, too. We just rolled out this one. Stand up,
Nice.
put your hand over your heart, and pledge allegiance to that thing. You also get to join the DLS Die Hard Discord Lounge, a great place to hang out with fellow diehards, and you get 20% off any events we do, and you also get, well, I already said you get to read the site. It's fantastic. Now, over the weekend, we got some diehards come out to Wild Fork Foods in Louisville, my location of Wild Fork Foods. And one thing that they got going up right now, of course, this upcoming weekend is Valentine's Day, so they're running some specials in the store. You can get 2 lobster tails and 2 center cut filet mignon. These are 6-ounce pieces. All the prices are listed on screen.
Oh,
It's great
yeah,
deals. You can also
baby.
get shrimp. They're doing some salmon swirl with lobster in there. Some
Yes.
molten lava cakes for dessert with the price as well. So 2 lobster tails, 2 center cut filet mignons for $32.99. You're saving 11%, I think, is that number says. 32 bucks, Tanner said?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great deal. It's a great deal.
I'm starving
So
now.
if you're prepping for Valentine's Day, or if you just
Surf and
want to
turf,
treat
too.
yourself, maybe you're doing Valentine's Day alone, like me this year. Hey, I wouldn't mind.
Hey.
I wouldn't mind treating myself
Solo
to
day.
5 of those things.
A little surf and turf for
yeah,
yourself.
so go check them out as
Surf
well.
and Bobby.
WildForkFoods.com.
We continue to discuss the NBA's tanking problem.
Or is it a problem?
Or is it a problem?
Ooh.
Your Mavericks will get back on the floor tomorrow when they take on the Phoenix Suns to resume their pre-All-Star break schedule as the Mavericks, of course, on a 7-game losing streak after getting clobbered
Yikes.
by the Spurs over the weekend. They won't see the Spurs again until the very end of the season, thank goodness, because about sick of seeing them. K-Town with the $5 super chat. Lock lottery spots as of the All-Star break. No teams are incentivized to tank in the second half of the season.
Just take the first half.
Yeah, you just tank the first half. These teams are
Shameless.
dirty, dirty, dirty. They got dirty minds. They
Dirty
will
dogs.
do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
I do think a controversial way to end all of this, and I would take this across the 4 major sports, to be honest, because I've seen suggestions of the idea, well, just get rid of lottery odds altogether. I think the issue with that is teams are just going to race to the bottom anyway, like the NFL. And the NFL teams decide, you know what, if I'm going to get a quarterback, I'm just going to just lose as many games as possible. Even though I think tanking in the NFL is abhorrent because you're participating in car crashes for 3 hours at a time, and who wants to do that for the sake of losing games on purpose? I think that's disgusting, but whatever.
Well, the players aren't tanking.
No. I'm just saying organizations that decide to do that, you know,
Yeah.
it's that, particularly in NFL, it's abhorrent because asking players to do that is disgusting to me.
I mean, they get paid a lot of money to do it. That's the thing. They do it for the money. They don't
Yeah,
players don't care
it's
about
not
the draft
moral.
pick,
It's
you know.
not moral.
Yeah,
about
they
it.
don't. Yeah,
It's not,
They're playing for this contract and for their next contract.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
want
Like I
those
said,
stats.
the organizations who decide to go down that route.
Yeah. Organizations are
Yeah,
terrible.
it's gross. But I do think a way to solve this would be to abolish the draft. Now,
Abolish.
walk down with me on the road with this, and I'm interested to hear you guys suggest, thoughts on this. So the idea would be, okay, let's say the Thunder win the NBA championship. Okay, you would give every team, all 30 teams, a designated amount of money. So let's say the Jazz finish with the worst record in the NBA. They get $50 million, just to use a round number. They get $50 million to go out and sign a pick or sign a player to bring into their roster going into next year. And then that money descends to every team. So the second worst team gets a little bit less. The third team, fourth team, so on and so forth. Where you get to the 30th team, that has the least amount of money. Let's say they have $20 million. And then you allow players to have agency over where they want to go and play. It's just like you and I in a marketplace. If I want to go work at a certain place, I'm going to go to the best team or the best place that will offer me the most to be able to not only maximize my talent, but also be able to help me make some money. So you could say a team like Utah, well, they'll offer the best player a 4-year, $50 million deal. Well, you use up all your $50 million. Or a team like the Thunder, who has $20 million, they have to be able to manage their resources. So to me, I think it's better to give players agency in terms of where they want to go to be able to choose what's best for them. And then teams and organizations have to be able to manage their resources in order to make their teams better, because rewarding this kind of flagrant behavior to me doesn't suit anyone. I would rather the players have the control to make the decisions on where they want to go. Just like you or I have the control of where we get to work all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
all the time.
Well, we don't have a choice all the time.
Generally speaking, like if you
in our utopian world,
okay,
yes.
so let me further expand. So if you've earned a degree, you've earned a bachelor's, you've earned all this stuff to put yourself in a position to be in the best spot to be competitive for a job.
But you don't get like 5 choices though.
Well, you could
open. That's what they tell you before you go to college.
Yeah,
when you get out, that's not.
Yeah,
true.
we're just walking down the road, but you would get the chance to pick where you want to go. Everybody would be able to make their best pitch to sign you, and then you get to choose where you want to play.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with that model. I would say if we're going to do that, we should just take it one step further and just create youth academies and allow teams to sign players whenever they're 8 years old or whatever, like they do in soccer.
Like in soccer.
Yeah. I mean, I would have no problem with that. In that case, you're also, creating, you're creating a structure, and you're creating this kind of like players are learning a system from a young age instead of whatever happens in youth basketball in America, which is a different. It's whatever. We don't have the time to talk about that, and whatever.
Or in baseball, where you have a farm league system.
Yeah, but these players are learning the style. Like you would have 10-year-olds playing the way that the Dallas Mavericks play. Yeah, with that approach, with that kind of spacing, with that idea, that terminology, that sort of getting those access to those resources and all of these things. I think that would help a lot. And I also think, in that case, obviously a kid is going to want to rather play in Miami or LA or New York, probably. But if they get paid a lot, or if they get an opportunity earlier in their career to go play in Milwaukee, or to go play in, New Orleans, or to go play in Memphis and places that are less glamorous, flyover country, it would be not too much unlike my team over in the English Premier League, Crystal Palace. They get some good young players every now and then everyone just kind of knows it's only a matter of time before Man U or Man City or Liverpool or Barcelona or Real Madrid comes along and
pays the big money,
acquires those players. Yeah, once the transfer market hits and they get good enough, that's just kind of the nature of the beast. If you don't want to be a team that plays in flyover country, move your ass to the coast. Like, you don't have to stay in Milwaukee. You can move the team. It's all just built-in excuses. But if you want to revolutionize the system, let's revolutionize the system.
Yeah, and teams would get a cap. I see folks saying, "Well, the Lakers and the Celtics would always be at the top of the list." No, the Lakers and the Celtics would have a certain amount of money in order to pay players. Like, you wouldn't be able to
based on your record, or
based on your record. So you can't go say, "I'm gonna spend."
Or don't even do record. Do it based on your ticket gate, or do it based on your team valuation or whatever.
No, that wouldn't be fair, because everybody go to the Lakers at that point.
Well, no, it'd be opposite, like inverted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Whoever sells
if you're
gonna
buy
tickets.
Yeah, well, I mean, like let's.
Like, you really like genius. Like,
there's ways to balance it.
Yeah.
Like, because the Wizards, for example. I'm not picking on your team. I'm not trying to, at least.
No.
But like, the Wizards had some really, really good years with John Wall and Brad Beal and those guys, and they made the playoffs, but they would still struggle at the gate. They'd struggle to get a lot of people into their arena just because of whatever. There's a lot of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you win or lose, there are teams that lose that still pack the house. There's teams that win that still struggle to draw. Maybe you do it based on average attendance, or you do it like some other way. Because if you're trying to keep the whole league healthy, encouraging half the league to lose is not a good way to do that. Yeah. All right. Like, that's a good way to turn fans off, because like, this sucks. No one wants to watch a team lose.
That's a big reason, like, going with that, to go on Bobby's point about like why the Wizards don't even draw fans in the first place, is because when you don't win 50 games since the 1970s, even if you have a little stretch of, they're good for 5 years, like that's not a good enough reason to draw like diehard fans back. Like if the Mavs had not won 50 games for like 50 plus years, like maybe the fathers that were fans would not still be fans of that team. They would just, the Houston Rockets are right there. I might as well just go for the Rockets.
We lived through that, man. The Mavs had 3 bad years from 2017 through 2019. Luckily, Luka came along at the end of it.
Yeah,
dude, fan apathy toward the Mavs was at an all-time low during that run.
Like, imagine that stretch for 40 or 50 years. Imagine, people cried for 3 years. Now, imagine that you nor your father has ever seen a 50 win, which is not even that good, to be honest.
It's not even that much. The Mavs did that like 10 years ago.
I know, none of the 4 of us see the Wizards win 50 games in our lifetime.
That's
the season. That's 50, unbelievable.
Which is not even that good.
They've never won 50 games.
No, never won 50 games.
In the modern era.
They won like 48-40. They got close.
That's the closest they've ever
gotten.
Just
the number 50, which again is still not even that good. Like a top 2 seed. Like imagine that. So, but like Bobby's saying, you have to have sustained excellence
and they think
to draw people to go to games. And
goodness.
People try to act, the lottery is supposed to be a way to do said thing, but you got to get lucky, man. If it wasn't John Wall and it was LeBron James, then maybe we're talking about a different animal right now. If it wasn't John Wall, and even if it was Tim Duncan, it'd be a whole different ball game. Like it just depends. The Hawks got the number 1 pick in the draft, and they got an absolute who cares player. Like it also matters like what draft it is. Like this draft is going to be extremely nasty because how good the top 10 is. Like in that draft where like it was, Donovan Clingan is going to be a top 10 pick. Reed Shepherd and Rob Dillingham, like the tanking was still there, but it wasn't. At least it didn't feel as egregious as
the tanking was still horrendous because it was Wemby.
Yeah, they're trying to get to Wemby.
It wasn't.
But that wasn't that draft though. The Wemby wasn't the Castle and the Shepherd and the Rob Dillingham.
Oh, that was 2024.
That was the Reese's Shea.
Yeah, that's
right.
That draft. Yeah, the Wemby draft was like Amen and.
Yeah, the Wemby draft was good because it was Scoot. People thought Scoot was really good. People thought Brandon Miller was really good. That was also a really good draft. So also it depends the year. Like this is just a year. People are going to have to suffer a little bit this year.
Yeah, and
the players are too good.
The issue with the number 1 pick thing is that, yes, historically speaking, number 1 picks are most likely of any pick in the draft to win MVP, to win Finals MVP, to make All-Star teams and stuff. But a lot of that is because Kareem played for like 25 years and LeBron has played for 25 years and they've won a million of them. Yeah. So it's kind of slanted. But here's the list of number 1 picks dating back to 2013. Coop, you let me know, yes or no. All right, Coop,
dope.
Reese Shea.
Pooh.
Wemby.
Great.
Paolo.
Cool.
Cade.
Cool. Good.
Yes.
Ant.
Great.
Yes.
Zion.
Sigh.
I'm
sad now.
Ayton.
Yikes.
Oh, gosh.
Fultz.
I'm sad again.
Ben Simmons.
I'm sad again.
Cat.
All right, cool. Yeah.
He'll be he'll
make the Hall of Fame.
He probably will make it.
Wiggins.
Yeah.
Anthony Bennett.
Oh no.
No. I mean, this is like almost 15 years worth of drafts.
No, to be fair though, like you still would rather like have that's just like I still rather have number 1 pick because I believe I'm going to be the one that's going to draft the top guy.
You want the shot.
Like hubris.
You want the shot.
Because like you can't like basically that's like you want process over result. That's the result is bad, but I still want my chance to do my process because I believe my process is better than that guy's process, and that's just what people are going to always believe.
But you also don't want to be like the Philadelphia 76ers who went through the process for years. Yes, it wound up with Joel Embiid, but they still have not made it out of the second round since getting Joel Embiid. They went into tank to go get Ben Simmons. That didn't work out. Like, there are teams who have taken their fan bases through hell for years, like a 76ers, like a Utah Jazz, like other recent teams that you can think of that have decided. I mean, hell, as good as San Antonio is, they took their fan base through hell for a few years as well because they were trying to go get Wemby. Now, it worked out for them. Obviously,
suspiciously quickly,
Jeremy Sohan was a pick for them.
It's just, I mean, it's the only league in the world where teams lose on purpose all the time and nothing bad happens to them. Like, only league in the world.
Because the question would be, and sorry, Ron, your pieces, just forget it. At this point, because if you're Adam Silver in the league, this is one of the questions that I think other folks will bring up. We'll talk about a little bit too. Is how do you quantify what tanking is? How do you figure out what teams are actually tanking without the actual eye test? It's like, we could watch Utah and see them actually, lose a game on purpose because they sit their starters in the fourth quarter.
Like, what's the rule though? Like,
how do you tell a team
starters for a full quarter? Like,
that their star player doesn't have a hamstring injury that sidelines them for 2 weeks? How do you tell a team that? How do you find that out legitimately?
They
Like,
did
you can't.
find the Utah Jazz are sitting John Collins for a fake injury last year, to my knowledge.
Yeah, but
There must be something.
That's why you eliminate the incentive for them to even have to make that decision.
That's
I mean, you just
how can you prove this?
we'll discuss that and more and get to the rest of your super chats. Rest in peace to Ron's Najee piece.
it's a great article.
It
was beautiful.
Please read it so I keep a job.
We'll talk about that next. But first, we want you to become part of our DLLS Sports family. The easiest way that you can do that is to like, comment, and subscribe here at DLLS Sports and join the over 40,000 subscribers that are already part of our DLLS Sports family. The next way you could do that is to become a diehard member right now at alldlls.com, or you can scan the QR code that you see on your screen right now. You get 60% off your first year as a diehard member. When you do, you get a free t-shirt upon sign up. You get access to our member only Discord. You also get access to all of our premium content curated by our DLLS Mavs beat writer, Ron Harrod Jr., our DLLS Cowboys beat writer, Clarence E. Hill Jr., Sam Nessler, and Sean Shapiro covering your Dallas Stars, and Jeff Wilson, who's in surprise to cover your Texas Rangers. We get all kinds of tremendous benefits as well. 20% off our events, and you're able to get your diehard card as well. And when you do, you can go to store.allcitynetwork.com and check out our brand new collection of t-shirts. In fact, our brand new one right now, where we pledge allegiance to the flag for the Rookie of the Year favorite Cooper flag. 2 colorways in that you can see right there on your screen, or if you're listening, we have a black one and a blue one as we pledge allegiance to the flag. You can check that out. And we have also our All City headwear as well in our mashups with branded bills. You can check all that out at store.allcitynetwork.com and join us. Become a diehard at alldls.com today. Let's finish up here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. We will be back tomorrow as the Mavericks take on the Phoenix Suns. And then later on this week, we will have a watch-along to conclude the pre-All-Star break schedule when the Mavericks visit the Los Angeles Lakers, where the All-Star game is going to be happening this year in Los Angeles and Intuit Dome. K-Town comes back in with a $10 super chat.
K-Town.
2, Utah example, overly tanked versus Orlando, currently 6th best odds. 8 teams below them. The penalty would be to flatten their 1 through 4 odds by 0.8%, redistribute amongst 8 teams below them at 1 through 4 odds.
That is a pretty elaborate
1%.
plan.
That's very
It's just but then who is adjudicating that though?
And then it's like it becomes, why are we picking on the Jazz and the Lakers and get the Knicks?
Because then you do it with, because then you're gonna have to do it with everybody, really. Because
how do you know the Pacers?
What are the Wizards?
Doing
the Wizards just traded for Trey, who
sit down,
could
buddy.
be playing in games right now.
Yeah.
And then they traded for AD, who I don't know could be playing in games right now, but definitely could be playing in probably a couple weeks. And then they just said, actually, you're not playing at all.
That's right.
Stay in Dallas, buddy.
Yeah, and it's like so, but one of those that is like such a gray area. Like, how do you actually determine that?
Yeah, because how do you define tanking? Because like, okay,
well, here's one example.
Like Laurie and them sat, but like, can they?
Yes, you can. So Lowry, it's a pattern. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on whatever.
Yeah.
So in 23-24, Lowry played 51 of the Jazz's first 61 games.
Okay.
He played 4 of their remaining 21 games.
Oh, yeah. I remember this. And John Collins did something like that.
Last year, Lowry played 43 of the Jazz's first 56 games, and he played 4 of their final 26 games.
Is there any other team that does this? I don't think other teams do that.
Yeah, Shea got shut down. I mean, Lowry gets shut down earlier than Shea ever did.
The Thunder did it like every year there, right, with Shea?
Yeah. Well, it was twice. It was only 2 years. But they did do that.
Fuck a lot.
Lowry has played of his 5 lowest total minutes played in a game this season. So he's played, let me find the total number. He's played 39 games so far. 3 of his 5 lowest number of minutes played have come in their last 3 games.
Yeah.
So mysteriously, against Orlando, he played only 26 minutes and 52 seconds. Despite having a great game, he was 12 of 21, 27.7 boards, did not leave with an injury. He just didn't play.
Yeah, the same with Jaren Jackson as well. Had 22 points, I believe, through 3 quarters, and they said, your night is done. We appreciate your services. You can go and sit this one out.
And that is despite, by the way, the previous. So they played at Indiana, and he played 26 minutes, another one of his lowest games. That's despite the previous game at Toronto in a game the Jazz lost. He played 38 minutes. The game before that, a game they lost to the Warriors by 16, he played 33 minutes.
That's good, man.
Well, you notice that he's playing a lot of minutes against good teams. So if they lose, they were supposed to lose to him anyway. So if they beat these bad teams, the funny part about what the Jazz do is if they lose to these bad teams, they're helping themselves because all those teams that are in front of them stay in front of him while they continue to fall behind. And if they happen to, beat a good team every now and then, well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Whatever. It is what it is.
But I mean, this is like blatant, but there's many more subtle ways to do it. And I mean, I'll be totally honest. I've often joked about how the 17-18 Mavs, their bench lineup was so good that they literally stopped playing it because it was making these games too close. Like they were putting themselves in a very dangerous position that year, and the Mavs really wanted to tank. There was also a game right at the end of the year where the Mavs pulled all their starters during the fourth quarter in a game at Sacramento. I remember this one very well. And Kyle Collinsworth, who was a great dude, I really enjoyed talking to Kyle Collinsworth, covering him. I also thought he was a pretty good player too. He came up with a big play right at the end of the game. Came up with that. I think he scored and then got a steal and then an assist or something. It was like a big sequence. And after the game, someone asked Rick about it, and Rick, you could see Rick was like kind of mad, like that it happened. But he answered it like he said, "Yeah, it was a big play."
That's all he said.
That's all he said. That year, by the way, the Mavs, despite going 24-58 for the season, they played 50 clutch games. All right.
Oh, wow.
They were 12-38 in the clutch.
I'm about to say that sounds real familiar, doesn't it?
12-38 in the clutch that season.
That's unbelievable.
Despite barely winning any games, they were in almost every single one of them, and they just couldn't find a way to win them. I don't know. I don't know. I can't figure it out how they were able to, despite having one of the best tactical head coaches in the NBA, an all-time great closer in Dirk, who even at that point in his career was still really good in the fourth quarter. They just couldn't figure out a way to win. I don't know, man. I don't know what was going on.
So we just see like better looking tanking.
Better looking tanking?
Like we need aesthetic tanking.
Or
like right now,
ethical,
tanking is like this
ethical tanking.
Ethical tanking.
Like put some makeup on it. Like,
yeah, we need like pretty. We need pretty tanking because I mean that might be a thing where people might just genuinely like, you know what? I didn't like the way that looked with the Utah Jazz. That felt so disgusting that we don't want that anymore.
Well, folks will say last year the Mavericks, quote unquote, ethically tanked. Obviously, they played as hard as they could with the amount of bodies that were available to them.
Yeah, they were legit banged up.
And they were legit banged up, and they found a way to bump into the play-in, and were within one game of making it to the postseason. And then all of a sudden, they fall to 11th in the lottery, and with 1.8% odds, they win.
Well, and think about how angsty we are because Gafford keeps playing on his ankle. He keeps playing through it. Coop keeps playing through the left shoulder thing. That every time he falls down, he's
grabbing at it.
Gafford leaves the game in excruciating pain 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And we're annoyed that they're playing. Like, that is how tank-pilled we are. Like, is this what we want? Like, is this what we want as fans? Is this what we want as people? Like, and, they've shifted the responsibility to diehard fans and the media and the people that are just super in on the team and in the know to be like, yeah, no, actually, this is the right thing to do.
When the owners
you're mad they're losing, but this is good actually.
I mean, but it goes back to your point.
And the team can't talk about it; they'll get fined. Yeah. If they talk about it, like they're more concerned.
So then they tell us
they're more concerned with optics than they are with the actual problem. It's so gross.
But it goes back to your point that you made at the top of the show. This is for certain teams and certain positions. This is the best strategy for them to get good. Like, you're not going to be at the top with a Lakers or a Heat or a Celtics or some of these big, quote unquote, big market clubs to attract the kind of talent organically through trade or through free agency in order to make your team better, or have a goofy GM give you a generational superstar every now and then.
Yeah.
It just.
I don't think the Celtics have just a ton of riz on the free agency market, though. I mean, they were stinky. They've been stinky a lot during our.
They make really good trades.
Yeah, they make good
trades.
trades.
Which now that's
and they were run by Danny Ainge, who right now is running the Jazz, by the way.
Yeah, but then now they have Brad Stevens, who
maybe
is
one of the
freaking amazing
the wizard.
as well.
I mean, like, this era of Celtics basketball was made possible because the Nets were just so desperate to get good real quick, and they traded all their picks for KG and Paul Pierce.
Did the Nets start? Did they make the league go to a tanking league after that horrendous of a trade?
What do you mean?
Like the team's like, you know what? We're never going in that hard again for those type of players.
I mean,
Well,
it became kind of a cautionary tale. There have been other
big
big
things like that, but I mean, it's the Chicago Bulls are a perfect example. It's so bad to stay in that range of team that tanking has become so prevalent because, like, sure, the Chicago Bulls are going for it a lot of years, but like, what is that measured up to? I mean, the Wizards were going for it a ton. Then you get Rui Hachimura. Congrats. Like, that was the win of getting the 8th pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, Johnny Davis, we remember that guy, right? Like, that was a top 10 pick.
Well, that's a problem with the team. That's a problem. Like, that is a direct reflection. I mean, Mavs fans. Mavs fans have grown to learn this really well.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you can blame stuff on the GM. Sometimes you blame stuff on ownership. And if these teams are being run by people that don't know what they're doing or don't care, then ultimately they're going to be stuck there. Like, the Wizards should not be this bad. That is a direct reflection of ownership and of the poor performing general managers that they've had.
Let's finish up with your super chats for today, Jonathan, with the $4.99 super chat. The Mavs are at least playing their best players the whole game for the most part.
And still losing, which is
still losing.
I don't know if that's I mean, I guess,
it's sure. A badge of honor.
They're doing they're like, oh, here you
that's
go, Boy
the
Scout.
part of the tanking.
You can tie a knot. Like, I mean, sure, but like they also shows like the Pelicans, they're just not that good. Even with all their players.
You have teams like that who have decent players who just stink. Like the Pelicans are a perfect example of that. Like they've on paper got good players. They just aren't good as a collective. And they have to win, quote unquote, have to win games to make that pick that's going to the Hawks as bad as possible. But they can't do it.
I have a question.
I'm sorry?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can we finish the show with a Tankathon spin? Because I just feel like
tie it all together.
Yeah, just to talk about tanking the whole time and then tie it all together.
What the hell? Why not?
It's like we're teasing you.
We're like,
exactly.
Tanner Jones, and he's like, give me a hit. Give me a hit.
There we go. Please.
So, let's for the sake of the show today, and we'll take a spin around Tankathon as we get that set up. Yeah, this is going to be the talk of the league for the next 2 months. It's going to be unbelievable to watch these teams go through.
Yeah. And we even talk about the protection on the picks. Like it seems like why the Jazz and Wizards even have to tank it, because if they do not tank, they will lose the pick.
I do tend to agree with Stein on the idea that taking away the protections is not a good idea.
Yeah, he convinced me.
That helps create,
I do like trades.
I do. Trades and traffic.
Trades are fun.
And if you don't have protections on stuff like that, deals won't get done. So I do agree with him on that front.
I don't know. I say cope. I say with all this stuff, the fans lose. We're paying full price tickets, paying full price to watch our teams throw games on TV. Cable is expensive. Tickets are expensive. Merch is expensive.
Yeah.
This costs way too much to get clowned on constantly online by people I don't know. Like, fans should not lose. Oh, it helps make trades. Doesn't matter. Fans lose. Like, have some effing shame. Have some respect for your audience, because people have a lot of things that they can spend their time on these days, a lot more than ever. And I don't think fans are going to stick around much longer if this is our reality. Like, the NBA should be terrified right now.
But I guess to play devil's advocate on that point real quick, it hasn't stopped fans from going.
Well, it stopped them in Washington.
The Delta Center continues to sell out every night.
One sport city. I mean, I would say that these people are being taken advantage of. Give refunds.
Are Jazz fans
Knock
gone?
the prices down.
The Delta Center sold out every night.
Knock the prices down.
Well, where the Wizards play at?
Is it
whatever it's called?
It used to be the Verizon Center. It's not called that anymore.
Whatever it's called. Most nights you're getting close to sellouts. There, like folks are not gonna stop going to these
not in
games.
Washington.
Are they? Yeah, in Washington they were talking about. Like,
yeah, Washington.
I'm saying like
60%, sure.
Yeah, like
tickets are not expensive.
But,
yeah,
most of these teams.
So maybe not that city, but yeah, like you said,
most of these teams
in Utah,
their fans are not gonna stop going.
To do.
Yeah, they're not gonna stop going.
It's like,
all right, let's take the spin around Tankathon.
I don't know, man. Grizzlies, Hawks, Bucks, like these
They're
teams
not
are all
going
on
to
the
games.
bottom in attendance. It's tough, man. Wizards,
Grizzlies,
Hornets,
they definitely
Nets.
aren't going to games.
These are all
That's
bottom
Wolf's
10.
job.
Pelicans. Eesh.
Pain. Spin that bad boy.
All right, right now the Mavs are 7th. Okay, they have a 32% chance at a top 4 pick and a 7.5% chance at the number 1 overall pick.
We'll take the spin in 3, 2,
I feel
1.
number 2.
Here we go.
This is the one.
Number 2 pick.
Oh!
Wait,
We moved up.
okay.
Mavericks moved up.
The Mavs win the
Let's
rights
go.
to either Kingston Flemings or Caleb Wilson.
Yeah.
Or
I'd
Wagler.
be happy with that.
Yeah, that'd be a win for sure.
Yeah, that's the first time the Mavs have moved up in
Since January 31st.
Oh,
wow.
They have they've now moved up 5 out of the 22 times we've done a spin, which is under it's like right around like 21% or something like that. I don't know.
This actually is like this is an interesting order where the Pacers
Yeah.
get Darren Peterson,
I was gonna say Peterson.
Wiz get
and,
Boozer,
Halliburton.
Kings get DeBanza.
Yeah, Peterson and Halliburton will be a hell of fun backcourt.
Andrew Nemhard, you are a Maverick. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Here
you.
goes that trade,
Okay,
$20 million
I'll take
trade
it.
exception. He thinks about that too.
The Wizards taking another forward would be hilarious because, AD
Really?
wants to keep playing forward and whatever.
I feel like right now if the Mavs got the number 4 pick, it'd be Caleb Wilson over Kingston Flemings.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Another forward on this team?
You got Kyrie, man. I don't
He's
know.
got
like
some,
shooting
at
guard.
some
You
point
really
they
want
got
to
your
spend those?
future at guard, right?
Yeah, Kings can play combo.
That's
Sure, but
point-
you want him to play
I would rather have that guard learn from Kyrie while he's
Hold on.
here than take another damn forward to not and then have a gluttony
Yeah.
at
Hold
that
on.
point.
Bobby is the king of you don't draft position of need. You just draft
Wait
the best
a
player
minute.
Yeah, no, I know.
I think Caleb Wilson's
now
fighting
you're-
I
better
know I
player,
am.
though.
Kyrie, this is going against everything. You
Well,
said.
I'm not even saying. I'm saying like you're gonna have a guy making $40 million for the next couple years. Like, do you really want to draft a? Do you want to use that? I mean, this is the last time you're going to be here for a while.
It's whoever you think the best player is.
If I need a point,
Yeah,
I
and
have,
he might
I'd have
also
a
be the
point
best
guard for the
player in that.
future to go along with Cooper Flagg.
He also can play he's also probably a combo. Like I don't
That's
think
what I'm
he's
saying. At
Yeah.
some point, you got to move off Kyrie, and you got your next one who learned from him.
Kyrie's going to play for another 10 or 15 years at least.
Oh my god.
All right, it's time for us to go. Appreciate our Tana making us look good and sound good as always. Thank you, sir. What time we got pregame tomorrow?
There's a game tomorrow.
Bobby, please stop doing this. You know
God,
I said
it
3
doesn't
times. We
Just
gotta,
sim to end. They're going to lose.
Sim the end.
Bobby's not going to
Bobby
like the
thinks it's
tip-off
2K.
times this
like,
week.
dude.
I stay sim that end.
Tip-off times this week, you're not going to like them. They're late.
Uh-oh.
They're late.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Do I even want to know?
Do you want to know?
I don't know. I'm afraid.
What happened?
Tip off tomorrow.
Oh, that's not that bad.
It's
8 o'clock.
Okay, that's
But
not
then
that
Thursday.
How about Thursday?
Bad enough.
bad. Yeah, I've seen Thursday. I'm not a big fan of that one.
What's that time?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock tip off.
But 9:15 probably.
Actually, probably,
9:27.
yeah, right. 9:15.
And please,
Like,
Luca, play. Please, we need you to play in that game.
Oh yeah, he might even play.
yeah, he's day to day with
Killer
a
Cam might be right in that Caleb Wilson could be the best player
He also could be the
available,
best player available.
even if you don't draft for need. He still might just be better than a lot of these guys.
Yeah, that's true.
His stock is on
National
the rise.
Pizza Day.
His stock, Caleb Wilson's stock
National
is
Zod
on
Day for
the
Bobby?
rise.
National
National Zod Day for Bobby?
I've had pizza I think like 4 days in a row. I'm kind of pizzaed out.
You're gonna-
No more
pizza
pizza for
Hut.
this
I'm
guy.
pizzaed out, man.
My tummy hurts.
It does. It's been rough.
Our pregame show will begin tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. right here on DLLS Sports as the Mavericks take on the Phoenix Suns. That's our DLLS Mavs analyst Bobby Curl. That is our DLLS Mavs beat writer Ron Harrod Jr. I'm your host Kevin Gray. We are DLLS Mavs. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Y'all be good. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.